Before I properly start this video, I gotta let y'all know that this is a heavy one. This will be similar to when I talked about the short film, If Anything Happens, I Love You. So if you're sensitive to the unaliving and indecent touching of people, take caution or feel free to click off of this video. With that being said, let's get into it. Sector 36 is the rare Bollywood crime film that weeds nerve-fraying suspense to moral clarity. Rooted in the 2006 Nithari murders, it rejects sensationalism as spectacle and instead builds a slow, suffocating dread around institutional rot, everyday indifference, and the monstrousness that flourishes in their shadow. The film stars Deepak Dobriyal as suspect Inspector Ram Charan Pandey and Vikrant Massey in a chilling turn as Prem Singh. Dobriyal plays Pandey without grandstanding. His doggedness registers in his tired eyes, clipped sentences, and a posture that looks permanently braced against disappointment. Opposite him, Massey weaponizes calm. The performance is composed, recessive, and therefore terrifying. A study in how evil often looks ordinary. Nimbalkar stages disappearances and discoveries with restraint that paradoxically heightens the horror. We rarely linger on gore. Instead, we feel the yawning absence left by missing children and the dread of evidence turning up in banal spaces. The film's framing as a stark reminder of real-life horrors is apt. It aims not to titillate, but to indict. Set in a chronically under-resourced precinct, Sector 36 depicts officials who are apathetic when they aren't actively obstructive. Leads go cold, not because they're impossible, but because nobody with power is truly invested in following them. That bleak portrait, police politics, performative governance, and expedient media management, tracks with the film setup of a small team trying to work inside a system calibrated to look away. The film is loosely inspired by the 2006 Nithari killings near Noida, one of India's most shocking serial murder cases, yet it smartly fictionalizes people and details to explore complicity more broadly. This approach lets the script examine how poverty, class distance, and bureaucratic incentives can dehumanize victims long before a killer ever does. Formally, the movie loves echoes. Missing person posters recur like a chorus, festive lights, Diwali keeps turning up in scenes of moral darkness, official statements repeat the same hollow phrases regardless of the new tragedy. Narrative parallels rhyme too. The way the community first shrugs off a child's absence mirrors how superiors shrug off Padney's leads. Betrayal, professional and personal, threads throughout the film. Colleagues leak, superiors undercut, and the system repeatedly chooses optics over truth. These choices aren't just plot mechanics. They're the film's ethics, insisting that evil scales from individual acts to institutional habits. Without spoiling needlessly for newcomers, well, up until this point, the film's final moments turn the knife. Padney's hard-won evidence is neutralized, and he himself is silenced, folded into the city's ledger of missing persons. The ending is less a twist than a thesis. In a machine designed to erase inconvenient people, heroism has such a short half-life. Multiple breakdowns of the finale confirm this bleak coda and its specifics. A critical CD destroyed and the investigation reframed. Like David Fincher's Seven, Sector 36 is a rain-soaked procedural about moral rot that refuses catharsis. Both films use genre scaffolding, clue, counter-clue, confrontation to deliver a final act that withholds the tidy comfort of restoration. Each pairs an investigator driven by belief with a killer who exploits institutional blind spots. And both end on the recognition that evil is ecological. It grows in the gaps our system leaves wide open. Where Seven is operatic in its final reveal, Sector 36 opts for bureaucratic tragedy, paperwork, and lost evidence as murder weapons. I will admit that this film can get bloody and gory, more than I feel it needs to sometimes, serving as sheer shock factor. That aside, the acting here was A1. This is my first heavy Bollywood film since K3G. Vikrant managed to nail the serial killer vibe while also feeling like he was a real person too, with his daily habits of watching game shows. I also liked how the film showed that he got abused by his uncle on his mum's side. And in some weird and sick fashion, he ended up adopting some internalized hatred and wrath for his future victims similar to him. This is expressed loud and clear when he's telling Padme in the interrogation scene, which is amazing by the way, that he learned butchering from his uncle and how to abuse others from that experience. I did feel that it was a bit too early in the film to have captured the killer and start celebrating. And boy, oh boy, were my worst fears confirmed in the last 30 minutes of the film. After Prem confesses to all the horrible things he has done, he goes to jail thinking his dad, Basi, was going to bail him out. Little did he know that his dad and the previously corrupt police officer turned corrupt lawyer, Rastogi, have pinned the blame on him for everything. It's in this moment he truly breaks down. Less in rage, like in the interrogation scene, and more in sheer despair. Not only was this a betrayal from his own dad, but his dad costed him providing for his wife and kid out in the farm life. We soon come to find out that Basi was involved in ways more than one and was most likely the one who not only collaborated with Prem, but probably taught him some of what he knows in terms of indecent touching. Don't get me wrong, what Prem did was messed up, but his dad almost makes him seem like a decent person instead of the spawn of Satan. Unfortunately, Padme got caught by Basi and Rastogi's goons. By the end of the film, we find out that Pathak, his junior officer, was actually Shavron Kumar, who backstabbed Padme and was working for the ops. I'm still not over this. And then to have them send his remains to his family back home is straight up diabolical, dog. This then made me realize how much replayability this film had. If you think about it, when Pathak had lost the courier, aka their main witness, it seemed like a blunder at first. But upon rethinking about it, it made sense that he would have conveniently left the building in time for the witness to be disposed of. And even earlier in the film with Basi and his granddaughter, that gave me bad vibes. But it also made sense that it was a massive indicator of what was to follow, and that normally killers like Prem remain unnoticed for that long because they usually have a team of people who help them avoid capture. Legit, by the time I was done with this film, I sat there staring at the wall past Netflix on my TV, wondering how the hell do I recover from this? Thankfully, I gave myself 30 minutes and a gym session, and that managed to take my mind off of things. Until, writing and recording the script. All in all, this was an amazing film. Nimbalka is a great director, and I can't wait to see more of his work and similar movies with great storytelling like this one. Thanks for watching, and this is Black Sugar 11.